Good morning, everybody, and welcome to day one of our 1,500-mile road trip in this 30-year-old Honda Accord. I'm really excited to be here. If you didn't watch the last video, go ahead and watch that now. I've spent the last week, give or take, rolling around in the asphalt on my driveway trying to get this thing ready for this trip. I don't know why I thought it would be a good idea to lower this car 5 days before I was going to take a 1,500-mile road trip. But it needed new struts, it desperately needed outer tie rods, and it's riding a whole lot better now. This is my first time really getting to drive with the new setup. I lowered the car on Coney streets, which are the Coney Orange struts with new speed lowering springs, which are made by in Germany. Excuse my pronunciation. I know in my Europe video I got flamed for the way that I don't know how to pronounce anything. And obviously I haven't been able to get the full experience until now, but driving the car lowered on the old wheels and tires, I think that the new wheels and tires make more of a change than anything. And this thing's been riding really comfortable for the 20 minutes or so that I've been on the road, so fingers crossed. Nobody ever tells you the anxiety that comes after you fix a car. I think I and many people complain about how much of a pain it can be to work on cars. And it always sounds like a good idea, or it sounds like it's gonna be fun, and then, you know, one thing goes wrong, another thing goes wrong, and you're kicking the ground and fussing at your car that you thought you loved. At least for me, being someone who's not a mechanic and is very much an amateur, I have as much, if not more, anxiety once the thing's fixed, because I'm hoping that I didn't break something else when I'm in there and that I did it right. You don't really know until you get on the road. And I was all up in the wheel wells on these cars working on stuff, and I'm immediately taking it on a road trip without much of a test drive, which is maybe a little stupid and definitely gives me a little anxiety, but so be it. I think our first stop of the day is going to be at Native Bagel in Berea, Kentucky. I doubt many of you have ever heard of Berea or have any reason to ever go there, but if you're ever in the area, let me put you on, because it is the best bagel in Kentucky. I don't know how much weight that holds, but it is. So I'll see you guys when we get there. After breakfast and a quick stop on the Tennessee state line, it was 3 hours through the Appalachian Mountains before we could get to camp. I don't think I've actually really explained my plans for this road trip yet, and the truth is that I don't really have any. My end goal is to get to the Outer Banks on the North Carolina coast to stay with my buddy JT, and I have concert tickets in Asheville the next couple nights, so I think I'm gonna camp there. The camping options aren't as good as out west, but I found a pretty cool campground online, and then we'll head towards the ocean. As for the way back, I honestly have no idea what's gonna happen. I like the sound of hitting the Tail of the Dragon or some other roads that are at least more entertaining than I-75 on the way back, but we'll make that decision when we're ready to come home. I honestly don't even know how long I'm gonna stay out there. The drive from Knoxville to Asheville is absolutely beautiful, and I always forget how close we have mountains to us and how pretty it really is. But as nice as it can be, after an hour or so driving on the interstate, things always start to look the same. As somewhat of a road trip vet, I've realized that you have to have some sort of entertainment in the car to keep you sane, especially if you're alone and especially on longer trips. My drugs of choice are Grateful Dead cassettes. I definitely owe you guys a video about why cassettes are still king, especially in the car, but that video is not going to be today. And Spanish listening practice podcast so I can somewhat keep my brain active. And because I want to do more videos exploring the car culture in different countries. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you guys do to stay sane on a road trip. But anyways, one full cassette tape and an hour or so of Spanish got us pretty much to the campsite. Alright guys, we've arrived at the campsite here in beautiful Asheville, North Carolina, and this place is pretty unconventional but pretty dope. Like I said before, I booked this on Airbnb. I think it was like 15 or 20 bucks a night, and it's literally in the city limits. They've got a little wooded area here that there's 5 or 6 places you can pop a tent down, and they've got treehouse type things if you don't have a tent. But I'm excited to call this place home for the next 2 days. I think the first order of business is to cook some lunch. I've got some chicken tinga quesadillas that I pre-made last night and the good old Coleman camp stove here. So hopefully I packed enough food to keep me going for the next couple days. If you guys can't tell by now, I'm not good at preparing for things, and I didn't bring a good stick lighter, but what I do have is a Bic lighter and some hemp wick, so we're gonna make it work. Improvisation. Oh yeah. All right, moment of truth. 10 out of 10 campsite food. All right, gang, I think I'm gonna try and set up my tent. Tent is literally still in the box over here, but it can't be that hard, right? Just like working on cars, you gotta start somewhere, and I've never camped before, but I wanna get into it, so here we go. Good morning. It is the beginning of day 2. I just hit my first night of sleep in the tent. Definitely ups and downs. There's times when I was sleeping on a route, wondering why in the world I'm doing all this. And as I make a cup of coffee, I'm going to talk a little bit about why, because that did get me thinking. We do not mess around here. Bringing a little bit of comfort from home. Why am I doing this? Why am I here? Well, there's a couple reasons, but the main reason is I've always kind of done things at my own pace. I've kind of always enjoyed doing things a little differently. Everybody always asks me, why do you drive that old car? You make good money. You could drive a brand new car if you wanted to. Why do you put up with all that? But I don't know, it's something I enjoy. I think I wanted to prove to myself that it is possible to do whatever you could do in a brand new SUV. In my 95 Accord, you can go camping, you can drive it cross country, even though it's an old car. So far, it's been doing all right. My goal this year is to try and discomfort myself a little bit more. I live a very comfortable life. I want to step outside of that box a little bit. I think that's the only way that you learn new things and grow. And I've never camped in my adult life. And I mean, I know this is barely camping. I'm in campground, but it's a start. As much as it sucked last night when I was tossing and turning and not really sleeping at all and cold, pretty solid to wake up outside. It's not something that we do enough as people. A hotel would have been nice. I wouldn't have to be doing this to get a cup of coffee, but once again, sometimes it's nice to be uncomfortable and do things a little differently. Speaking of the Accord, I'd say she's doing okay right now. The only worry I've got, and it's always something, man, which is maybe why people are telling me to go buy a new car. The brake pedal feels the slightest bit spongy. And I know I just did the brake fluid, so I have a hunch that it has something to do with that. I don't know how in the world I could have let air into the brake lines, but I'm hoping that's all it is. It's just really unfortunate because I'm going back and forth. Do I just haul it to the Outer Banks and then try and figure out what to do or get it fixed here? Because either way, unfortunately, I'm probably gonna have to pay somebody $100 to fix it. I don't have a real jack or jack stands on me. That didn't make it in the car. It maybe should have, but I was trying to save weight where I could, because that thing is weighed down pretty hard right now, and I was worried because I just lowered it. But yeah, man, I don't know. It's been really noticeable. I would say only on hill starts. It's like the pedal works fine, but if you're sitting at a red light for 30 seconds, it slowly sinks down, and not even all the way to the floor, but it sinks a little bit, which it's definitely not supposed to do. So I don't know, it's not something to play with, it's your brakes. I feel okay about driving it for a day or two. I'm just gonna kind of keep an eye on it, but it's always something. You know, I always try and let people know with these cars, it's not gonna be perfect all the time. You have to be okay with that, but I guess that's uncomfort in some sense. Maybe not the uncomfort that you want, but some sort of uncomfort. But we'll figure it out, man. Trip's about problem solving. This whole week has been about problem solving. All right, coffee time. I don't know if it's just because I need it more right now, but this definitely tastes better out here than it does at home. I didn't do that much exciting stuff in Asheville. I spent most of the day at the library here in Asheville editing videos. As boring as the library is, the parking lot did kind of look like a Honda meet, and I tried to catch the owner of this old Civic, but I just missed him coming out. And after a concert and another night's sleep, not a good night's sleep, but definitely a night's sleep, it was time to make one more coffee and get back on the road. All right, we are getting out of Asheville and headed towards the Outer Banks. Not a lot to say about Asheville. I had a really good time. I was really only there to catch a couple concerts. The rest of the time, I basically just worked on videos and stuff, either at the campsite or at the library, but caught 2 incredible Dogs in the Pile shows, and I'll roll a little bit of footage of what I did get into. So a good time, a good little stop, but we all know that the point of this trip is to get to the beach. We're trying to get all the way to the water. We're hopefully gonna get there tonight. It's like 5 p.m. right now. I'm not supposed to arrive until 11. And I like to take my time on road trips. I don't understand the need to go so fast. Like when I was growing up, we'd drive to Florida to go to the beach. It's like 12 hours or so, and we got one stop to pee and that's it. My dad was pushing it, and I am quite the opposite. I'll happily stop at a rest stop and mill around for 10-15 minutes, or if I see a cool lookout or something, why not stop? I mean, as much as it is getting there, it's the journey too. That's why I'm making this video. So I think the great American road trip is lost on my generation sometimes. I don't know. I see, and maybe it's just the internet, but I see all these videos and pictures of, people in the 70s and 80s and 90s that drove all the way across the country, and I haven't made that far. I've done a road trip to Colorado, but we'll get there one day. I think I got my love for the open road and, just driving from my grandpa. He came here from India when he was, I don't know, late 30s, early 40s, and I can't imagine the difference in infrastructure between, India in the 1960s and here when we already had a lot of the interstate system. And I know that they did at least one, if not multiple road trips all the way out west and back east. So maybe this is a little bit in honor of him. It is full on spring here now. We are in the south and it's in the mid 70s. So I've got the AC running in this car for the first time in, 4 or 5 months probably. And I've completely forgot how much it slows down the car. Turning the AC off is like a turbo button in this thing. And when I'm driving around town, I honestly just roll the windows down because it feels like you gain an extra 10 or 15 horsepower. I'm not kidding. But yeah, man, we're on the way to the Outer Banks. And I'm not a beach person, but I'm excited to take this thing to the beach. I swear you're allowed to drive on the beach out there, and my buddy JT that I'm staying with has a Jeep, so maybe we got some of that in store. My brake pedal's still feeling the tiniest bit spongy, so I think I'm gonna try and find a way to bleed my brake fluid again. We'll see when we get there. I brought a bucket of tools, but it's like a couple sockets and a hammer and a pair of pliers, so even to do the brake bleed job, I'm gonna need to hit the AutoZone rent-a-tool or something. It's giving me just the mildest bit of anxiety. I mean, I feel fine to get out here, especially because I'm on the interstate. The first stretch of I-40 is god awful. It's almost like driving in Colorado. I mean, it's in the mountains, so similar, but it's straight downhill for like 7 miles, and there's signs, if you're a truck, pull over here so your brakes can cool off. But luckily, driving a stick, I just put it in fourth and literally didn't touch the gas, and because I was going downhill plus engine braking, I just sat at 60 miles an hour. I hope that's okay and or safe. I mean, I had my foot on the brake pedal ready to go, but it seems that the comment section loves to flame me about every little thing I do wrong and tell me I don't know how to drive, which is fine because, I'm not the greatest driver and I've never done a track day. I want to do all that stuff, but like I have told you guys before, I'm less than a year of being a car enthusiast. Maybe almost hitting a year of working on cars, but not yet. So, just because I got a platform doesn't mean I know anything. But yeah, I'm hoping that there's no more issues. I would say knock on wood, but this car is entirely plastic. But I feel pretty good about this thing. It actually feels good. Not that I'm really gonna get to experience the true suspension until I unload all this crap out of here and hit some real good roads, but it feels a little bit stiffer, it's a little more responsive. And on top of that, my old shocks and springs were so cooked that anything was gonna be an upgrade, let alone the fact that I actually put good parts on it. I'm excited for what's to come. But yeah, I'm gonna keep driving and I'll see you guys when I get to the Outer Banks, or if something happens. Hopefully I see you guys when I get to the Outer Banks. I'm turning onto a street finally, and it's really late, so I think this is a good time to wrap up the video. I desperately need some sleep. I'll be back soon with more content from the trip. Thank you so much for watching, and hey man, if you're still here, hit that subscribe button. Peace.